and welcome to another series on my channel. My name is Ewan. I am a DM who's been DMing for the past 3 years now, and you've seen most of that on my channel, albeit very sporadically scheduled out. And currently it is starting back up again, and I'm bringing all new kinds of world building advice, my experience and everything all to this video, and that's what this series is about. So this is called Exploring Wexveres. Now Wexveres, for those who don't know, is my world. It's where my D&D campaign takes place, it's where my book takes place, it's where I basically dump all my creativity into. And I'm building it out currently, and it's been a lot of fun world building and all of this exciting stuff, and that is what this series is exploring. So I'm going to be bringing to you, tied in with the campaign, exclusive kind of looks into the history of where the team are exploring, what's it about, how, why, all that sort of stuff, and really exploring figures and places that they go to in further detail, which we just couldn't do in these sessions. Now, partly because of that, I have changed a lot as a DM, and this is the lore that the world is going around. Things have changed, stories have changed, whole plot lines and characters have changed names and where things were, and a lot of what you're seeing in these episodes that are going up now has changed. So if things are confusing, use this as your #1 guide to the world, because this is taking all of my DM experience, all of my story building and world building experience, and putting it forward for you guys. So yeah, without further ado, today's episode is Hell. Now, Hell is not like it is in the Forgotten Realms or in the Christian format in my world. It is very much a unique plane, and it is ruled by Dracos, who is the god of death and the afterlives. So he has complete say over Hell with his army of demons. So we're going to be exploring that today. We're going to be going over how I built it, a little bit of the general backstory surrounding Hell, how it runs, its governance, why it's so feared, and then we'll also be going into why I made the choices I did when it comes to world building and how you could maybe build your own Hell. So getting started with, what is my Hell? Well, it's firstly a single layer. It is not a 9-layer Hell like it is in the Forgotten Realms. It is one layer of misery and horror. And effectively, demons exist in all shapes and sizes and are created by an archdemon and from the lavas of Hell. And they exist to torment, trap, make deals with lost souls in return for their souls, and then use those souls to build soul orbs, which then go right back into demon economy and make powerful weapons, armor, mechs, all that sort of stuff. So they use soul orbs as their premium currency, and also souls and soul contracts as their way of getting them. Now, kobolds are also demons in my world, in my game, and that was through a deal that was made with Dracos and the god Ivandarg, who used to be a god in the 4th Age, but no longer seems to be present in the Pantheon. More on that later, maybe. Teasing future episodes. So yeah, so Hell is not a very nice place. Planar Customs, which we will go into at one point, rates it a 12 out of 20 on the danger scale, and living souls should all but never go in there. It is not a very pleasant place. It turns people hateful, it turns people angry, and you can really kind of see that in the party, I think, as they're going through. And it's ruled by Dracos and his 7 different archdemons. So we are going to be going into the different archdemons and the governance of Hell. So as I said in the last section, Dracos governs Hell, and is the reigning lord of Hell. He has complete control over demonkind, and his wishes must be followed. And Dracos ascended through a campaign of war, which we will explore later on. And once he did, he divided the archdemon force into 7. An archdemon is an incredibly powerful being with significant power over the plane itself too. And each archdemon is responsible for its domain, and all have a direct link to Dracos at any given moment. If an archdemon were to fail in their task, then they are punished severely, often being stripped of their power and given to their successor for torture. The Ascension program for archdemons is very, very good, and if you were to go in at kind of an entry level, you'd be in management very soon. The archdemons are also the demons who would be vying for power should Dracos at some point perish, which would never happen to my darling Lord of Hell, right? Right? Anyway, so I'll go through each of the archdemons, give you a little bit of background on them, and the domain. So the first archdemon is the archdemon of Varandium, Viltha. Varandium is Dracos' right-hand man, or the demon who controls that, They have immense power and rule over the capital of Varandium, the demon city. The demon enacts Drakos' immediate instructions and is responsible for getting contact with the rest of the Archdemon crew. They basically control demon life and stepping in wherever they are needed. Vilfer is a slender demon with wings and horns, currently controlling this position. He carries a sword that can rip souls from even the spirits, and he is brutal, harsh, and unforgiving. He is very loyal to Drakos, however, but rumours are starting to swirl about his own ambition. Curious. Okay, then we've got the Archdemon of Confinement, Ivernus. Sounds very similar to Ivernus, doesn't it? The Archdemon of Confinement is responsible for ensuring the prisons run smoothly, or the prison. They must ensure the integration of high-profile prisoners back into demon society after sufficient punishment has been given. They must routinely check that only the strongest prisoners are turned into demons, as demons within the prison are transferred into demons themselves. It's almost like they take the strongest and make powerful archdemons out of them. What? Who did you hear that from? And the weak must be unleashed onto the hunting ground where they can be transferred into soul orbs. The prison must remain operational at all times and no visitors can enter, and obviously no jailbreaks. Ivernus is the resident Archdemon of Confinement and has recently fled hell after a little prison break, forcing Vilfer to step in. He is rumoured to be in the mortal plane, desperately seeking a way to get back into Vilfer's and Drakos' favour, and the prison currently remains unguarded. Ooh, potential plotline. Then we've got the Archdemon of Demon Creation, Ach. He's the Dragonborn demon that you would have seen in previous episodes, and their role is to focus on integrating demons from prison and creating new ones. They basically ensure that demons understand deal-making, the importance of soul collection, and the achievement of sentience with loyalty to the Lord of Hell. They must also check in on notable demons who could rise in the hierarchy and ensure they're not getting a little too big for their boots. They are also tasked with recruiting promising mortals via manipulation or deals to add to the Archdemon positions. This is what happened with Kalos, but more shall be explored in that later on. This is held by Ak, who, as I said, who is the left hand of Drakos and is inherently loyal to him. He has a creative approach in his demon creation and has a vested interest in his pick's survival and success. He is known to recruit and form the most brutal and cunning demons, with several of them becoming archdemons, including Kalos, Evus, and Arcdecus. He is also tasked with informing Drakos about matters of the overworld. His own kind of real view on it. There is an archdemon responsible for doing that in better ways, but he is responsible for doing it a little bit under the table, like, hey, guess what I heard? Alright, then we've got the Archdemon of the Hellforge, Kalos. We already know a lot about him. He runs the Planar Forge, ensuring that the creation of archdemon weapons and resources goes by without a hitch, and they are imbued with soul orbs to make them incredibly powerful. He has worked to create some of the most powerful relics Hell has ever seen, and is regarded as the best demonsmith ever, which is a pretty high list of demonsmiths, so it's pretty good to hear that. He eventually fled to the overworld after disillusioning himself with demonkind and their rules, and Drakos has a kill order out on him. Then we have the Archdemon of Soul Management, which is Galonan. The Archdemon of Soul Management focuses on producing soul orbs from lost souls. They must ensure the continuous rise of soul stores, ensuring they never run low. They must ensure demons are tasked with finding souls, and must, when necessary, command an invasion of the overworld to collect more souls. However, this can never be seen to be coming from Drakos, even though it is a necessary expectation. They are also responsible for chaining locations and bringing their souls down to Hell, like TFL and Benadry, and they oversee the hunting ground, ensuring sufficient challenge and constant success. Glonon currently holds this power and is relentless in his hunt for souls. He commissioned the Relentless Killers to flood the hunting ground and step up soul harvesting. They're killers who will target a creature until they're dead, like soulless. And he also introduced a new factory workforce and the Orb Mechs to ensure soul orb production continues at peak efficiency. Under him, soul quotas are met efficiently with minimal invasions, and he's helped oversee TFL and Benadry being dragged into Hell. Drakos is very pleased with this progress. Next, we have the Archdemon of Planar Research, Arcdecus. The position of Planar Researcher is the least respected role in Hell. The only real power they have is unrestricted planar travelling. They are tasked with uncovering the deepest secrets of the other planes. They have their own research team, given above-average intelligence, and bonded to the Archdemon. They are a covert demonic force. If they are discovered, then Dracos has no idea what's going on with them. A lot of that going on, isn't there? It's almost like he's planning an invasion or something. Anyway, he's frozen. Their list of goals suggests otherwise. Planar researcher Ardecus is currently focused on the overworld and discovering the secrets of the Citadel. Despite his harsh treatment and abuse from other demons, Ardecus is completely loyal to the cause and has the respect of Viltha. He's fearsome in combat and incredibly smart for a demon. It is said he is seeking his pathway to the Isles of Caster and will do anything to achieve it. Final archdemon is the Demon of Deals, Evus. The final archdemon, as I said, is the manager of deals. This archdemon must be a master manipulator, confident with their words, and able to secure particularly favourable deals for demon. They are also the head negotiator for demonkind and Dracos. They wield incredible power and often have the ear of officials across the planes. They are the most feared demons in Hell, with many choosing death than to meet them. They are usually powerful, efficient, and intelligent. They must vet any deal of significant standing and must ensure that no demon is putting Hell in danger through their dealings. Evus is the Queen of Words. She's overseen Hell's rise to prominence and its unified state. She works with the Lord of Hell, Viltha, and Ach to ensure every plan reaches fruition. She's an expert in seduction and will seize any opportunity to use her unusual femininity to her advantage. She's won over all other archdemons and is rumoured to be the favourite for succeeding Dracos. Interesting. So her and Viltha could potentially have some arguments. But currently they are a very unified archdemon team. They all get on with each other, which is very rare, and Dracos is very, very proud of them. But yeah, we've covered archdemons and the governance, and they all work together. Let's talk more about some world building. Okay, so we've gone over what Hell is, what it looks like, how my Hell works, its governance with its archdemons and Dracos. So now it's important to talk about why I made those decisions. So, world building. When I was approaching creating my Hell, I chose to really focus on the leader of the Hell, the Lord of the Hells. I knew that it was important to me that he played a really important role in leading Hell and kind of controlling it. And to do that, I thought having 9 layers of Hell, each one ruled by a different kind of god or archdemon, I thought that was not the best way to go. So I opted to choose just one Lord of Hell who governed over his 7 archdemons with an iron fist, and that became Dracos. And I was like, okay, now I do love the archdemon ideas and their different domains, very similar to goddom. So I was like, okay, so now I need to build my governance. And for this kind of definite, I'm just breaking my mini here. For this creation, I was like, for this plane, it was very important to focus on like the top-down approach when it came to the structure. I was like, okay, start with leader, then go down to who's governing, and then, okay, we're going to go down to what do normal demons look like? How do they act? Are they different based on each domain? And I thought, in this Hell, no. I wanted them all to kind of, demons to have their own personality and to have things they're good at, things they're bad at, be created for different purposes, but at the end of the day, they all have free will. And that was why in the Lavas of Hell, there's a sentience factor to that, and where they start out being just mindless drones and then are basically groomed into being mindless drones with free will and initiative. So they can come up with their own decisions, they can make their own deals that are competent, and they're not just mindless idiots, like sometimes demons can be portrayed as. And I think they've made for really interesting foes for the party to come up against. There have been a lot more fights comparatively to where we're at now with demons. They fought an archdemon. I don't know if they know that. I realised they didn't get the information to discover that. But hey, party, congratulations! And these are all episodes that are going to be coming out in the future. But yeah, it was really kind of like I wanted to start with the culture and demon life and the governance of that, and then build out. And then that's how I worked out, okay, what happens with the really bad souls, the ones that maybe if you were an evil demon and you thought you were going to invade the overworld, the ones you might want to hang on with. Okay, well, they probably try and indoctrinate them in some way in a prison, for some example. And then Elunior's prison was created. And then it was like, okay, where do demons live? Okay, they don't really have a home, but if they were gonna call anywhere like where they'd live, it'd be Verandium, a capital city. Violence is forbidden. I borrowed a little bit of that from Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, pardon me. And I thought it was really important that that kind of society element of demonkind was explored. And okay, kobolds, they're a really interesting addition to this hell. They're found everywhere. They're kind of little goblin minion-y things. They need a place. Okay, the statue of Ivandar is now like flooded with them. They have this place that's called their home, and even Dracos is scared to go there sometimes, but just because of the sheer amount of them, and when in a number, like any pack animal, they're deadly. Like a fly, if you saw like 100,000 flies, you'd be like, no thank you, I am good. Even 10,000 flies, you'd be like, no thank you, I'm good. It really kind of just gave me a lot to work with, kind of building on from Demon Life, and I created a location for each part of that Demon Life. It's like, okay, they need a place to hunt lost souls. They've stolen a town from the overworld, long abandoned now, but they put all like kind of the lost souls there and have a bit of a hunt with that. Makes it kind of exciting for them. They have a marketplace where they trade and deals to help with that deal quota. They have the factory where soul orbs are the focus. So and then they have the forge, which is something that they have explored in the campaign, and where Kalos operates. And I was like, okay, Kalos is going to be a pivotal part of this story because of his association with Rhysand, so I need a place of significance in Hell that represents that, and that's where, this really unique forge, it's where they, have a really senior fight with Shadow. It's a really big deal, and I was like, having this forge be a planar forge with an anti-magic field, there's a lot of unique elements going into that make it into a really cool location. And these locations are reflective of Demon Life, and that was the real link that I wanted with this, whereas some of my other planes, like the Feywild, is much more location and domain based, and then kind of the locations reflect that, and then the Fey reflect those locations, so it's kind of the opposite way, which might be why they're enemies in my campaign. But I don't think they have any fond love of each other in any campaign, to be fair. So I really enjoyed kind of playing with the rage and the violence of that. So how do you take all of this information and put it into your own world? Well, there's a lot of different variations of Hell that you can take on. You could compile it of many different aspects. You'd be like, actually, I really love the 9 layers of Hell, but I really love that kind of demonkind is much more sentient than that. Maybe they can traverse the 9 layers, and there's different elements to each one. It could be that Hell is just individual to each person, and it looks different as you go in, and it's kind of really, there's like one demon and they're just omni-powerful. It'd be like if Dracos ruled Hell on his own, and he's super powerful with illusions, and everyone who goes in there has to fight through their own Hell to then come out the top. There's a lot you can do with it, so you've got to kind of first, I'd say start with, do you want to do kind of like a large demon society? Is that where we're going with this Hell? Or is it more that we're going with, okay, these demons are going to be, there's very few of them, like it's much more the location and the plane that is the scary part. And then once you've got that, or you could just go completely the other way and have a really positive Hell, and actually demons are really nice, they're like reclusive now, they've kind of given up any evil reputation, but they've got an enemy like in the Fae who spread these rumors about them that they're vicious torturers and evil, and now everyone gives them a wide berth, so they've gone reclusive. There's a lot you can do with it, so I'd say for Hell, it's very reflective of the demons that you put in it and the society that you put in it, because you can make any place scary. I've got a lot of scary places in my campaign that are built to be like horror shows, and Hell is definitely one of them. You've got the stereotypical heat and fires and burning atmosphere, and I liked that, so I took that into my own. But you could also have seen Hells that are really cold and freezing. So when you're kind of building it up, think of what approach you want to take. For Hell, I would recommend starting with the society and the land, because that will give you a really clear idea in your head of, okay, this is where I'm going with my Hell. And that was really helpful to me. So my advice for Hells is definitely start with society. For Demonkind, now that's a different story. For me, again, what worked best is, because I find it easier to build characters off of templates and inspiration. So I would go on my local mini site, which was Magic Madhouse, link in the description. If you want to pick up any minis, they are a great way to do it, and I can give you an affiliate link for that, and you support the channel while doing it. So if you're looking for minis, go through them please, if you're in the UK. And so I'd go their site, I'd be like, right, demons, and I'd have a look at all the different minis they'd have, and then I'd be like, that's a really cool mini for this, and I'd really love this to be kind of a key plot line. Okay, so if this character's going in, this demon, and then this demon is going to look like this, and this is an archdemon, so he needs like a bunch of people to rule over. And kobolds became demons because I bought a kobold pack without knowing really what they were, and then was like, huh, they kind of look like little demons. Back when I first very well started being a DM 3 years ago, I was like, they kind of look like demons. Okay, we're going to have them as mini flying demons. And at that point, I didn't really know. And then, because Ellis and Juniper were like, but they're not demons in D&D lore. And I was like, well, they are now. And then I was like, well, now I've got to write a really good reason for why they are. And I really liked that the idea that the god of hell, or Lord of Hell, had really made a deal with the god of dragons and the dragon god of the Fourth Age, Ivandarg, and then from that, kobolds had been bound to hell, as long as they had a place of worship to Ivandarg, which is a really cool deal and adds a whole new element to hell, and these kobolds as well as this race. And I really feel like that works. So for me, when you're creating characters, like, go through like different inspiration points. It might be just browsing LinkedIn and coming up with cool artwork and being like, oh, this would be a sick character. I really now kind of want to go and build like a human who's turned into a demon, or oh, that's a really cool demon who's like with Kalos. I was like, oh, this mini has a hammer. That's got to be integral to his character. What could he be? A smith. Okay. So we've got a demon smith. And what could there? Okay, we need an archdemon of forgery, or like weapon creation. And okay, great. So we've got this archdemon, and he's got a domain, and that means he needs a forge. So we're going to work on that as well. So through all these kind of elements, we've got like, you know, top down. We've got find mini, find inspiration. Then okay, what are the integral parts of this character? Okay, great, hammer. Okay, now what does that mean for the character? What does that look like in the world? So we've got all of these different things really kind of shaping what the characters are. And I found that to be a really effective way. So that's kind of how you could go about starting to build your own hell. And it doesn't need to be huge, copious amounts of detail. It just needs to be that you have a really clear idea when your party or your characters go into hell, what that experience is going to be like for them. And I was like, okay. And some of it you're going to get as you go along, like the hell turns you hateful. And now I've incorporated that into every plane, where every plane kind of makes you feel a certain type of way. And hell's is that it makes you hateful and vengeful and angry. And that was because the players, some of them commented on that. They were like, I feel like my character is hating being here and is becoming angry. It was Alex, I think, and Ogbo. And Ogbo's becoming more violent because he just hates it and it's really getting to him. And Rhysand kind of had a similar thing. Except his happened because of the demons in his mind. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can go with hell. It's a really fascinating plane, and it's also usually quite integral to plot lines. But if it's only a small amount of yours, then you don't necessarily need to go into as much detail as I have. Okay, as I'm now basking in hell light, and I've got Dracos right before me, and I'm feeling a lot more hateful and vengeful from talking about hell for so long, we'll wrap up this video. So thank you very much for watching the very first episode of Exploring Wexveres. This is obviously a very new series. It's my first time doing these really kind of 10-minute, 15-minute long videos. Maybe 20 minutes. I haven't edited yet, so I don't know. And I really enjoyed it, kind of just getting to really shine a light on my world a little bit more, and also giving some maybe helpful, maybe not helpful advice into building your own. So please let me know what you think if you've got to this point. Any feedback you have, especially early on in the series, is really, really useful for me to kind of shape this into what you guys want it to be. If you really love the world building section and wanted that longer, or if you maybe were less fond of it and you wanted kind of more exposition on hell and my hell and how that works and like party interactions and things like that, then that would be great information to know. But this is a series, so there will be more, and the next one that's coming is about this guy, Dracos. So we're going to be talking about him in a lot further detail and kind of really exploring his effect on hell, his ascension, and how he came to be in power. So yeah, get excited, and there's a lot more projects and things in the works. This is just the very first one of this, and we are in the 5th age, so there's a lot of room to kind of explore those previous ages and the one after it, which is kind of a hint of what to come. So if you hit that subscribe button, which should be, I'm pointing, if you hit this subscribe button, you should be able to catch up on lots of really exciting D&D content, maybe some other tabletop games that we might be exploring. Dragon Age is beginning to come out. I'm definitely going to be doing some content on that, which is exciting. Life is Strange is getting its new launch, so there's a lot of really great content coming, and I'm very excited to explore them with you. So yeah, please hit that subscribe button. I would very much appreciate it. And also, please make sure that you like the video if you really did enjoy it. Comment some feedback if you think there's things that could be improved, and also just comment if you want a conversation, because I love interacting with you guys. So yeah, and if you think that this channel is great, then please do share it with your friends, because any interaction really helps a small channel like mine, and I would love to start to reach more people. But yeah, otherwise I will leave you here. Look forward to catching you in Helvier next time and telling some more stories. Thank you, and stay noisy. Bye.